583, 2 gunshot wounds, one in the back and one in the arm.
A year ago, a madman terrorized an entire Santa Barbara community.
23, we have 2 black and 1 red at Segovia and Del Norte. We need medics here now.
But on that night of chaos,
And then all of a sudden, it went crazy. And it was 0 to 110%.
many people stepped in.
It was the most surreal feeling I've ever had in my entire life.
Ordinary people doing extraordinary things.
I've been here a decade, and I can't remember anything even close to this.
Tonight, News Channel 3 celebrates the heroes of Isla Vista.
Thank you. Oh, you're very welcome. I'm so glad to see you.
Now, a News Channel 3 special, honoring the heroes of Isla Vista. Here's Beth Farnsworth and CJ Ward.
We want to welcome you to a very special edition of News Channel 3 celebrating the heroes of Isla Vista.
Tomorrow marks the one-year anniversary of a massacre that shattered a community, but over the course of a year, we've seen the same community come together even stronger than before. Perhaps no story is a better tribute to that strength than Max Potter's. News Channel 3's Victoria Sanchez sat down with a UCSB student who tried to save the life of one of the first Isla Vista victims.
This was still in there.
Max Potter keeps something tucked away in his wallet.
So she kind of just like blew up to me and like just grabbed it and put it in my pocket. Didn't really think about it a whole lot, but I saw it the next day and I realized I might as well keep this with me.
It's a piece of crime scene tape. He's kept that yellow strip of plastic in his pocket for a year, following a night he's still coping with. It was just before 9:30, Friday night, May 23rd, the beginning of Memorial Day weekend. Max was riding his bike down Camino del Norte. He thought it was just another Friday night in Isla Vista. But then he noticed 3 girls lying on the ground in front of the Alpha Phi sorority house. Figuring they were intoxicated, he stopped to give them a hand.
Just like that, everything, it was the most surreal feeling I've ever had in my entire life, of seeing both Veronica and Katie on the ground, not moving, and then seeing that they were bleeding.
What Max found were sorority sisters Veronica Weiss, Catherine Cooper, and Bianca DeCoke. Between them, they were shot 20 times. Bianca was the only survivor.
She was right here on the sidewalk, right on the sidewalk right there. And she was on the phone with her mom screaming, oh, I've been shot, I love you.
Max says adrenaline kicked in unlike anything he'd ever felt before. He took off his jacket and knelt on the grass next to Catherine. She was hit 8 times, and he tried to stop her bleeding.
I would like to think she was still alive, because I was trying to talk to her. But I wasn't sure. I couldn't tell.
As Max was giving her CPR, sheriff's deputies ran up to him.
And they had their guns drawn. They're like, well, where's the shooter? Where's the shooter? I'm like, I don't know, but it's not me.
And we have 30 down on the corner of Segovia and Del Norte. I need 3 ambulances here.
Just then, they all heard a second round of gunshots down the street. Deputies told everyone nearby to find shelter. Max and a few others outside ran into the sorority house.
23, we have 2 black and 1 red at Segovia and Del Norte. We need medics here now.
When Max came back out, he saw Catherine and Veronica had died. A year later, that still weighs on his heart, even though he did everything he could.
It's not to say that, I could have or I should have. It's just I wish I had. And that's, I wish I was biking by a little bit earlier and I maybe could have just stopped the entire thing happening. Or maybe I would have been a victim.
Max does not consider his actions heroic, and he rarely speaks about that night. He just hopes someone would do the same for him in a similar situation. And he wants to make sure the 6 victims from that night are never forgotten.
They're the real heroes. They're the ones that, had this happen to them, and they're the ones that people need to remember, because they're the most important ones.
Frank 1, I still need all the officers that were involved in OIS at whatever location.
Now take a look